Dear friends, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. This Shabbat is called Shabbat Shira. It's Shabbat where we have the first song of the Jewish people when they cross the sea, the Az Yashir Moshe, and then Moshe will sing. Not only do we read it this Shabbat, and we stand in synagogue while we read it to sort of relive the moment when we crossed the sea and earned our full freedom, but it's something we say every day in the prayer as well, because when we talk about a great miracle, we always talk about the miracle of the crossing of the sea, where the Egyptians drowned in the same sea right after the Jews passed through that sea miraculously. When they crossed the sea, right afterwards, they were sort of in the desert and there was no water. So the Jews started to complain, something that they did quite a bit as a new people experiencing new challenges. And Moshe tells the Jews something that I want to point out, I think is very, very powerful, very important for us to remember. So Moshe turns to God and God tells him what to do. So the water that they have will be not bitter, will be sweet. And then Moshe tells the Jews, if you listen to the voice of Hashem and to the commands of Hashem, and you follow in His path that He laid out to us, you pay attention to the mitzvahs, you follow the laws that you don't understand in the same way that you follow the laws that you do understand. All of the sicknesses, the illnesses that I have placed on the Egyptians that you have seen as a people that the civilized world goes through, I will not place on you because I am Hashem, your healer. This is a very big statement. What is the Torah really trying to tell us? What is Moshe telling the Jewish people? And here lies what the beauty of Judaism and following in God's path. That when we listen to what Hashem says and we follow in the outline of how to live as a Jew, trying to understand what we can but not questioning what we don't understand but accepting and doing it, we then master of our body and soul being so in sync with each other because it's in sync with Hashem, that many of the illnesses that society suffers from, not just physical illnesses, but mental, stress-related, anxiety, all types of things that really bring people down. If we look today in our world, there are many people dying, God forbid, from physical-related illnesses. But how many people are affected, even more perhaps, from mental and other types of spiritual illnesses? And the Torah guarantees that if you follow in the way of the Torah, though you don't understand everything, and sometimes you think, but if I don't understand, how can I get excited about it? Because it works, and it's worked for 3,800 years. You will find you'll be in sync with yourself. When you go to rest at night, you'll feel wholesome. You'll be in sync with your spouse, with your family, with God, with your community. Yes, you may have hardships, but when you're in a good place inside, the hardships are just technical things to deal with. They don't drag you down and they don't take you over and they don't bring you to a bad place. That's what Moshe is telling the Jewish people. Sometimes the water feels bitter. It's all right if it feels bitter. That's part of the way Hashem made the world. It's not always easy. There are challenges and other types of things we have to go through. But there's no question that at the end of the day, this type of life will turn sweet. And even if you don't feel it now, when you stop a moment and you just measure your life, you'll see how beautiful it is. Later on in your life, when you look back, you'll feel it was a life worth living. It has value. You have value. This is the secret of Judaism. You don't have to figure it out before you go, but start doing it and you'll see it. And I see it all the time. When you start doing Torah and mitzvahs, it's life-changing. So may God bless you. We wish only blessings for Israel. No more casualties. To get to the goal of total victory. We love you all. Shabbat Shalom. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 4:33 p.m.